You already know who it is, man. It's your boy, Underrated Mage. Today I'll be doing a video discussing why Nashi Dragneel has the best potential to be the strongest person in Fairy Tail. Now, that was just a mouthful to say. I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the actual title of the video, but you guys get the drift. Today I'll be talking about why I believe Nashi Dragneel could be the strongest person in all of Fairy Tail. Now, when we look at Nashi Dragneel, we basically got confirmed by Hiro Mashima, the author herself, that the character is real. Yes, no more fan fiction, no more having to plan out different names. No, Nashi Dragneel is real. He's already set up the name, and he's also already drawn her more than once. So that goes to show you that Hiro Mashima, when it comes to Nashi Dragneel, he's already started planning it out, which led me to believe, yo, wouldn't Nashi Dragneel actually be a monster? And I'm gonna explain why she would be a monster. Now let's look at her parents, okay? First of all, let's look at the obvious. Her parents are two of the strongest people in the Fairy Tail Guild. Maybe top 5 if I'm feeling generous, top 10, you know, maybe top 10. I'm going top 10. I'm 100% going top 10 strongest people in the guild. And there's just so much that she could learn from them, seemingly based off the fact that we've seen before. Parents in Fairy Tail, they usually have the same magic as the children. Like we seen Gray and Silver. We saw Silver, he was able to do everything that Gray was able to do, but just to a better extent. So that goes to show you that the kids, they usually do take up after their parents when it comes to using magic. Now, the one thing that I do gotta say is Nashi Dragneel, she would be, what generation Drag Slayer would we consider her? Because me personally, I believe that she would be definitely a Dragon Slayer. She would have to learn Dragon Slayer magic. I mean, you're Natsu's daughter. You're gonna have fire Dragon Slayer magic. So this led me to believe, would this usher in a new generation of Dragon Slayers? Because first generation Dragon Slayers are somebody who's taught by a dragon. Second generation Dragon Slayers, you know, are the ones that have the Lacrima placed inside them. Then third generation Dragon Slayers are the ones that have both taught by dragon and the Lacrima. So maybe this will be the fourth generation Dragon Slayer, where they're taught by humans that could use that are Dragon Slayers, you know what I'm saying? So I think that'll be a dope concept to introduce fourth generation Dragon Slayers. It's not as dope as the previous ones, obviously, because the first generation and third generation, like, they actually met their dragons and trained with them. So obviously that's going to be doper. But to start off the series with the new introduction of fourth generation Dragon Slayers, I think that would be dope. And the thing about Nashi Dragneel is I could see her fire style being kind of similar to how Romeo is, which is another reason why I think that this series will be dope, is because we know Romeo, he's basically kind of like a Konohamaru of the series, you know what I mean? He's like the kid that got to grow up around the main cast, and by the time Nashi Dragneel is, I want to say at least like a preteen, like 13, 12, Romeo will probably be like early 20s, maybe late teens. So that goes to show that Romeo, he could be her trainer, and I think that would be dope because Romeo was there. We know that he looks up to Natsu a lot. He even used flame magic after Natsu, the different type of flame magic. So I think it would be dope if he was to actually train her, obviously after Natsu taught her everything, if Natsu's even around to like be her dad. Because I'm gonna be honest, Natsu looks like he's gonna be on some Sasuke type stuff, you know. It looks like he's gonna be leaving the guild, just doing his own little thing. So yeah, that's what I was saying about Nashi Dragneel when it comes to her fire style. I think it's going to be a lot similar to the whole Romeo situation, but me personally, I would like to see her actually train with him to, you know, just to help out her fire style magic, because I don't think she'll be able to learn Dragon Slayer magic just because due to the fact that she might be able to, just because Natsu's going to teach it to her, but I don't know if it's going to be as strong or as effective as, you know, let's say a first generation Dragon Slayer. Now that we got Natsu's genes out the way, let's talk about Lucy. Now, we know that Lucy, she is a celestial spirit queen. She is going to be a monster in the future. That's the thing about Lucy. Like, the fact that Lucy right now, like I said, she's one of the top 10 strongest, maybe top 7, top 8 strongest people in the guild right now, and she hasn't even reached her full potential yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing that I like about Fairy Tail, that Lucy, at the end of the series, I don't think that she's reached her full potential, because there's so much more that she'll be able to do. I mean, she's kind of reached it, but just like in terms of like raw power, I don't think she's there yet. In terms of like abilities and stuff, I think that she's reached it, because we've seen her was using like star make dresses and a whole bunch of other unique things with her celestial spirit magic. So I think ability wise, she definitely has, I don't want to say reach her limit, but she's almost gotten there. Maybe she'll be able to summon more than one key at once, you know, just summon like multiple of them. But I don't know. Lucy, we know that her celestial spirit, her celestial magic, it runs deep in her family. We saw Anna Heartfilia, her great ancestor. She was basically in links with Acnologia. She was a celestial spirit mage. So that shows you how strong she is. And even her mother, we saw all the stuff that she endured. And that just showed you how strong she was. You know, not necessarily the strongest when it comes to fighting, but just like endurance and all that other stuff that you have to take into account. So Lucy, she has all that stuff too. Me personally, I think she has all that potential too. But what makes that even greater is that Nashi Dragneel is going to have, I want to think, even 10 times more potential than Lucy. Because think about it like this: she's going to have she's going to have the potential that Lucy had. All that stuff, I believe she will. Like, just because it runs in the family, she's the next female line. She's gonna have all that potential, but then she's also gonna be able to be versatile with the Dragon Slayer magic, which is why I think that's gonna be so fire. No pun intended. But just imagine seeing Nashi Dragneel going through a training arc with Lucy or somebody else who's a celestial spirit mage. I can't really think of one off the top of my head except for the one with white hair. I can't really remember her name. Don't call me a fake fan. Hey, Hiro Mashima himself admitted that he even forgets the name of some of his characters. Like, I think Ikagura, he forgot the name of her. He forgot who she was. But yeah, like I was saying, basically Nashi Dragneel, she'll be able to have both celestial spirit magic. She'll be able to use the celestial spirit keys, and she'll be able to use fire dragon slayer magic. So those two combos alone is going to be dope. And here's why I like it even more, is because we've never seen anything like her. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why I think they should continue like a little new generation fairy tale time skip, just so that we could get an expansion on magic. Because if we see somebody that's able to open up a celestial, summon a gold celestial spirit key and able to use to fight right beside them by using fire magic, come on, that's way too much. Like, that's just gonna be way too OP. Or I think that they'll force her to do one or the other. Maybe it'll be at a point where she's like, oh, I can't use both of them at the same time, so I gotta pick. Me personally, I wouldn't necessarily like that one more, but I will understand it just because they wouldn't. I could see why they would take that route, just because nobody's ever really summoned a celestial spirit key and was able to like use that much amount of magic while they're out. So yeah, I can understand why they'll do that, but I think it would be dope if they did do that. And another thing that I want to discuss about Nashi Dragneel, her personality. Now that is going to be one thing, a huge thing, because we've seen, I don't know if you guys watch Boruto, but I'm gonna use it as an example. When a main character that we've grown up with, that's basically we've been watching for a long time, their goal is, especially if it's a shonen, we've seen that the main character is always going to want their goal. Like, for example, Naruto, he wanted to become Hokage, and we saw that he tried his hardest from part 1 all the way up to Shippuden to achieve his goal. Then we got introduced to Boruto, and Boruto's cool, I like him and everything, but his goal isn't, I'm not more connected to his goal as I am with Naruto. That could be the same thing with Nashi Dragneel and Natsu and Lucy, because I gotta think about like this: what would be her ambition? Because her personality, I could see her having a mixture of both, maybe even more of Lucy, just because it's a female. But me personally, I don't know if her goal or her drive is going to be as interesting as Natsu's, because Natsu's, it started off right off the bat. He's looking for a dragon. Like, we were like, what? Natsu's looking for a dragon? Like, he's in town looking for a dragon. His dad, like, I don't think it could get any more like crazier than that, fairy tale wise, unless she just comes out of nowhere. It's like, yo, I'm looking for Zeref. I want to meet my uncle. Like, that would be some crazy stuff. But no, in all seriousness, I'm waiting to see the goal of Nashi Dragneel to truly judge her character, just to see how she really thinks. And speaking of character, the last thing I'm going to end the video off with is how will her character develop. Now, this is one thing that I want to discuss when it comes to Nashi Dragneel and just other next generation fairy tale members for the upcoming futures, that the characters, how are they going to develop? Because we're going to see them, they're not going to have to go through as many hardships as Natsu and all of them did, which I'm not saying that you have to go through hardships and all that stuff to develop. Obviously that's not true, but we've seen the reason why Natsu and others had to develop, going through countless battles and all that other stuff. And seemingly right now, Fairy Tail is going to be at a time of peace. Maybe there's going to be a couple dark guilds here and there, but I don't think that there's going to really be anything too strong that Natsu or Gray or any of them couldn't handle. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, overall, that's basically it for this little video, man. Me discussing why I believe Nashi Dragneel has potential to be the strongest in all of Fairy Tail, just because her dad's going to be Natsu, her mom's going to be Lucy. She's gonna have Fire Dragon Slayer magic, and she's gonna have Celestial Spirit magic. She might unlock so many more stuff. Like she might unlock Dragon Force. She might be able to use the star dresses. Like there's just so much potential for Nashi Dragneel, and I'm excited to see what Hiro Mashima will do with her. Comment what you guys see down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.